Ghanaians are complaining, and rightly so, right now. After 2020's election was won, they were promised that this would be part 2 of the Akufo-Addo agenda. Now, 24 cedis crate of eggs is now selling at 57 cedis. Petrol has gone through the roof. Kenke is now at 3 cedis. It's from 1 cedi. Everything is difficult. Everything is hard. You campaign, and I'm sure a lot of the ordinary people, especially in Ashanti region, voted for Akufo-Addo because Wontumi was leading. What are you going to tell those people?
Paul, you see, first and foremost, let us thank God and at the same time thank the Ghanaians also. And also we have to thank the president we are having today. When we came to power that time, at 2017, our GDP was 3.5. We took over from John Dramani Mahama about 3.5. And then the NPP government, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, grew it from 3.5 to 7.5. Fortunately, unfortunately, you know, we wake up in 2020, then they said some pandemic have happened to the whole world from China, you know. Then it started for Ghana, our economy started going down. So you bear with me that when even John Dramani Mahama was a president, you know, he benefited from free education when our first president was. But he told Ghanaians that Ghana cannot do free education. We can benefit or do it for the next 20 years. But Akufo-Addo said, no, we can do it now. So the time we came, that time we have IMF, we have a lot of bank problems, banking crisis and stuff. But with all these problems, Akufo-Addo managed to do his manifesto promise about 80 to 85%, like free education. You know, when you say it's a free education, you take Nkrumah, even the time Nkrumah was, that time we have about 4.5 million people. But that time, it's only Northern region that benefited from the free education, which our former President Mahama even benefited. But when we came, Akufo-Addo, now we are about 35 million people, but he managed for everybody in Ghana, if you want to go to the secondary school, to benefit. At the same time, he brought a lot of policies like planting for food and jobs, 1 district, 1 factory. He also extended a lot of roads, good roads we are enjoying. I don't know where you are living. Where do you live now?
I live in Accra.
Where? Exactly, the area.
Somewhere. Somewhere in Accra.
The somewhere in Accra you are living, in the East Legon, you have seen a lot of asphalted roads ever since you have grew up like that. You know, yeah, you see, even overheads, Akufo-Addo is doing. So Akufo-Addo has done well. So the pandemic is not Akufo-Addo's problem. It's the global a problem the whole world, you know, came across. And when he came across, you know, for the first time in the history of Ghana, Akufo-Addo managed for the whole country to enjoy free electricity. Did you enjoy some? You remember? And water, do you remember?
Yeah, I did.
And even he tried also to share money, you know, to a lot of people, free money, and free food. And even pharmaceuticals companies and stuff. He give them a huge money so that we can even manufacture drugs in our country. So he have done a lot. You know, a person who has given you free food, free water, free electricity, okay? Do you think that if he have money, he will let you suffer? No, 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 no. So during the COVID, when the COVID came, what transpired was that time even your wife, you cannot kiss your wife. You cannot even greet your father or your family members or your friend. That time, you cannot even go to church. We closed down the church. If you can, now you work in the airport as a board chairman, isn't it?
Correct.
That time, it wasn't like this.
Airport was closed.
Airport was closed. And when the airport closed, do you know the meaning of that? It means that the business has shut down, from different countries because all the business people, we have about 90% of things that we imported from different countries. It means that we cannot even travel to go and bring things to the country. So the economy, Akufo-Addo took it from 3.5 and he grew it up to 7.5. Then it started coming down to 0.5 in 2020 to 2021. And from 2021 to 2022, Akufo-Addo also managed to work it out. It never happened before. If you calculate the force and how he's working hard for Ghanaians and for the world for them to see. From 0.5, he also has grown up like this to 5.4 as I'm talking to you. After COVID. And suddenly, we wake up one day and then we heard Russia and Ukraine
are fighting.
That one, Akufo-Addo knew nothing about it. It just happened that Putin and Zelensky, they are fighting. And then America and the European Union started also putting sanctions on them. The oil you are talking about, the petrol, the crude. We imported about 60% crude oil from Russia to Ghana. Then immediately, because of the sanction, it cannot go through the normal way we used to have. So because of that, it becomes scarcity. And when the crude becomes scarcity, then immediately the price will go high. You remember demand and supply, isn't it?
I remember.
You remember.
And I'm very impressed that you are talking about demand and supply.
I did economics.
You did, yeah.
I did economics. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, you are teaching me a lot tonight.
You see.
So scarcity, then price will go up.
So the price will go up. So because of that, because the place we have the oil from, now they cannot produce it more or they cannot sell it more because of the sanction and also about the war. Then it affected us. In our language, they say Osrum kwa asase and so bread. When the two elephants are fighting, the land also suffers, or the trees also suffer or affected. So because of all these things affects our economy. So the president who came out and protect us, giving us food, our face masks and stuff, he encouraged us. Even the face mask before, the COVID time, we used to import everything to Ghana. Then he encouraged Ghanaians and give them the money.
And now they are doing
for them to do the face masks. And then we started even importing face masks to different, exporting it to different countries and stuff. So Akufo-Addo has done well. The things the problem that we are facing is a global. And when he came, this war started. The UN, they promised us that they are going to bring money, about 64 billion US dollars to the whole Africa. This money never come. If you can bear with me, during the COVID time, American people cut about 1.3 trillion. And later, they cut another money. They printed another money at 3.something trillion to them. But we don't have the capacity
to cut money.
Yes,
and to print new money.
To print new money.
No, we can't.
If you print it, they will say you can print it, but they will say it's fake.
Yes.
Unfortunately, for us. So what can Akufo-Addo can do? What Akufo-Addo can do is that he have to manage so that the majority of the people cannot feel the maximum pain. So he have to reduce the maximum pain to minimum pain. So the Akufo-Addo, in his wisdom, God only speaks to the leader. You know, he doesn't speak to you. He speaks to the leader.
He doesn't speak to the opposition.
No, he doesn't.
God.
No, God doesn't speak to the opposition.
Only the leader.
He speaks to only the leader.
I see.
You know, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Is it not funny? The opposition said, they says that fix the country.
Yes.
Okay. Akufo-Addo say, okay, fix the country. The country was there before me. So I will try to fix it. So instead of fix, I will fix in it. So Akufo-Addo started fixing the country, you know, and the world, you know, a developed country will not fall from heaven. As it has written in Revelation chapter 21, verse 1 going. That's he said that I saw New Jerusalem coming down. There's no
Please
crying.
check Revelation 21, verse 1 going on so that.
Oh, yeah, you can show.
It says, I saw a New Jerusalem.
Yes.
Revelation 21.
Yeah,
This is about the end time.
No, yes, he was talking about the city that is nice and there's no problem in it. You know, Revelation chapter 21. You see, nowadays, no country, no developed country will fall from heaven. The point that I'm trying to make is that if you want your country to develop like London, like America, or any developed country, okay, you have to work hard and pay tax, you know, so that you can use it to build the country you want.
They don't trust the politicians.